If your lawn keeps thinning out every summer, turns brown in patches no matter what you spray, and bounces back worse the next year even though you pay a lawn company every single month, I want to tell you about something most homeowners have never heard of. There is a kind of grass seed that defends itself. Not chemically treated, not genetically modified in a lab, a living grass seed that carries a beneficial fungus inside it, and that fungus makes the plant resistant to the insects that chew your lawn to dust every July. It is called endophyte-enhanced grass seed, and it has existed for 40 years. Golf course superintendents have used it for decades. University turf scientists recommend it. And almost nobody selling you lawn service has any reason to mention it because a lawn that defends itself does not need a monthly visit. By the end of this video, I will show you exactly what the seed is, what it does, what it honestly cannot do, and the full 5-step 21-day protocol I built for the people inside the Forbidden Lawn Code this week for less than one chem lawn visit. But first, the real reason your lawn keeps failing no matter what you put on it. Here's the thing nobody explains to homeowners. When insects like armyworms, sod webworms, chinch bugs, or billbugs move into your lawn, they feed on the leaves and stems. A normal grass plant has no defense. The insect eats, the lawn browns, you panic, you call someone, they spray, the lawn limps back. The next year, the cycle repeats. You are not buying a solution. You are renting a pause. Endophyte seed changes the math because the defense is built into the plant itself. Let me explain how, in plain language. An endophyte is a beneficial fungus that lives inside the grass plant, between the cell walls. You cannot see it. It does not harm the grass. It travels in the seed, grows up inside the plant, and stays there for the life of that plant. While it lives inside the leaves and stems, it produces natural compounds called alkaloids. To us, those compounds do nothing. To a leaf-feeding insect, they taste terrible and interfere with the insect being able to feed and survive. Researchers at the University of Massachusetts describe it simply. The insect either stops feeding or its life cycle gets disrupted, and over time the population on that lawn declines on its own. Penn State turf scientists list the insects this works against: sod webworms, billbugs, fall armyworms, chinch bugs, and green bugs. These are exactly the pests that turn a green lawn brown in 72 hours in the middle of summer. By the way, Tom from Atlanta, 58. Armyworms turned his Bermuda lawn from emerald to dust in 3 days, 2 summers in a row. The endophyte seed variety in the Forbidden Lawn Code protocol, overseeded in the right window, took him into the next season without a single armyworm visible on his property. Neighbors who changed nothing still got hit. Members report results like that. The first link in the description. Anyway, now here's where I have to be honest with you, because most people selling lawn miracles never are. Endophyte seed is not magic. It does not make your lawn explode with growth overnight. Nothing does, and anyone who tells you otherwise is selling you a fantasy. What it actually does is quieter and more useful. Grasses carrying endophytes tend to be tougher and more vigorous, especially when conditions get hard. They put down more roots and more tillers, which makes them more drought tolerant, more competitive against weeds, and quicker to recover after damage. That extra root depth is the real reason these lawns look better in a dry August, not explosive growth. Deeper, calmer resilience. And there is one limit you absolutely need to know, because this is exactly where a dishonest seller would lie to you. Endophytes protect the parts of the plant above the ground, the leaves and the stems. The alkaloid levels down in the roots are very low. That means endophyte seed does not protect against white grubs, the fat curled larvae that chew grass roots from below. Researchers at Rutgers and the University of Kentucky are blunt about this. Endophytic fungi do not provide meaningful resistance to white grubs. So if your lawn problem is grubs, this seed is not your answer, and I am not going to pretend it is. The protocol inside handles grubs a different way, and it tells you honestly which problem each step is actually for. Before I go on, I need to stop for a few minutes and tell you the rest of Tom's story, because if you recognize yourself in it, the rest of this video changes. And if you do not, the link is already in the description and you can skip ahead. Tom is 58, lives outside Atlanta, retired civil engineer. Half an acre of Bermuda, the kind of southern lawn that should look like a fairway. It did not. 2 summers running, armyworms stripped it to brown in 72 hours. Tom did what most people do. He called ChemLawn. They charged him around $200 per visit and came out 4 times a summer. The lawn came back each time, just enough to keep him paying, and got hit again the next year. What finally broke the cycle was not a stronger chemical. It was understanding that the fix had to start in the seed, not in the sprayer. That is the difference at the center of the method. Other approaches keep treating the symptom on the surface. The protocol treats the cause by changing what is actually growing in the soil. So here's what I put together. The Forbidden Lawn Code, a 5-step 21-day reset. Inside it, you get the full ebook, 7 chapters built on 62 turfgrass studies from places like Penn State, Texas A&M, and Michigan State. You get the 21-day reset calendar in 4 climate zone versions, so you know the exact overseed window for where you live. You get the Endophyte seed sourcing guide, so you buy the right viable seed instead of a dead bag off a shelf. You get the vinegar recipe guide, the compost tea brewing guide, the drought-proof lawn atlas, and lifetime updates. The whole stack is worth $327. The price today is $24.97 one-time lifetime access. A single ChemLawn or True Green visit averages $58. An annual contract runs $400 to $1,200 every year, as long as you own the house. This is less than one of those visits, and it is a method that replaces them instead of maintaining the problem they are paid to maintain. You get 90 days money back, no questions, no justification. You keep every bonus, even if you refund. You are taking no risk on this. We are. The first link in the description. The personal lawn photo diagnosis bonus disappears 48 hours after this video goes up. So if you are going, go. Okay, back to the video. Because there is one more thing about this seed that decides whether it works at all, and it has nothing to do with the seed. It is timing. Endophyte seed is alive, and a living seed has a window. Here's what most people get wrong. Endophyte seed only stays viable for about 2 years, and only if it is stored cool and dry. A bag that sat in a hot warehouse or a sunny garage may have dead endophytes inside, even though the grass seed itself still sprouts. You would get grass with none of the protection you paid for, and you would never know why it failed. That is why the sourcing guide matters as much as the seed. And the overseeding window matters just as much. Cool season grasses establish best when soil temperatures sit around the mark where late summer turns toward fall. Overseed too early into summer heat, and the seedlings struggle. Too late, and frost arrives before they root. The reset calendar gives you that window by climate zone, so you're not guessing. Quick reminder, if Tom's story landed for you and you still have not grabbed the protocol, the personal lawn photo diagnosis bonus disappears in less than 48 hours. After that, you can still get in, but the diagnosis goes away. First link in the description. Back to the video. Let me put a few of the other pieces together, because the seed is only one of the 5 steps. Step 1 is reading your soil, honestly, because the wrong pH wastes everything else you do. Step 2 is dealing with existing weeds the way the vinegar guide lays out, within the limits of what vinegar can and cannot do. Step 3 is the endophyte overseed in your specific window. Step 4 is feeding the soil biology with compost tea, so the new grass establishes thick. Step 5 is the drought-proofing layer that gets your lawn through the part of summer that used to kill it. None of those steps is a secret formula. Every one of them is grounded in published turf research, and the guide tells you which step solves which problem. That honesty is the whole point. A lawn that defends itself is not a trick. It is just information the people who profit from your contract have no reason to hand you. One more thing before we wrap, so the price is in perspective. A typical ChemLawn or True Green subscription, 4 to 8 visits a year, runs $400 to $1,200. Every year, forever. A single visit averages $58. The Forbidden Lawn Code is $24.97. One time. Lifetime access. Less than one visit. 90 days money back. You keep all the bonuses, 0 risk on your side. The personal lawn photo diagnosis bonus closes at the timer in the first link. If you are going, today is the day. Before you close this video, picture the 2 roads, honestly. On one, you read the first chapter tonight, check your soil temperature this week, overseed in your window, and by next summer, you're standing on a lawn that handles the heat that used to wreck it, while your neighbor still calls the truck. On the other, nothing changes. The truck comes next month, charges $58 to spray the same problem, and a year from now, your lawn looks the same and your wallet is lighter. Both roads are real. You pick which one you're on. The first link, the lawn diagnosis bonus closes 48 hours from now. Last thing, this knowledge does not belong to the lawn care industry. It belongs to the homeowners who decided to stop paying for a problem that never gets fixed. Subscribe to this channel so it does not stay buried.